Hello, hello, Imaginary Villain here. It's once again time to get down to some game dev. We're pretty much reaching the point where we're going to need to do a lot of work with the enemies and their behaviors. Plus, I really need to solve the mystery of why the quest NPCs are spawning inside of stuff, because obviously that's a pretty catastrophic error that I'm going to have to resolve before any kind of prototype can be out. Otherwise, I got to keep replaying the level, and that would be just to try to make it work. And I don't think anybody's going to want that. So yeah, probably not. Where are my notes for these here? I think what else is actually going to get in the prototype, but really I think it just comes down to enemies and it comes down to the quest bug. I think everything else is probably fine. I mean, there's not a lot of good balancing on anything. I got to rework the star armor thingy to act as a shield. Well, actually, star armor is already kind of a shield as is. It's just that it says a timer and it reduces damage by half. But what if it just reduces damage by the whole thing? Not a bad idea. It'd have to cost more than heal at that point, though. Alright, so that's probably good. So then it just comes down to really like dialogue, I guess. Everything else is kind of in place. I guess I'm going to put one more reward in, too. This way you have to kill all the bosses to unlock the secret area. Oh yeah, I need something for the secret area. Let me go ahead and make a list of the remaining things that need to get done. Alright. To finish the prototype, I need one additional reward. So, so they can't just beat... Well, actually, no, I don't, right? No, I really don't need the extra reward. And the reasoning for it's very simple, is there's an unlock system in place that forces you to beat each of the paintings anyway. I don't need that at all, thinking about it. I'm glad I was writing that down, explaining it to myself. Perfect, perfect. Oh, let's see, what else we need? So I need to do some improve the enemies, I guess. Hard to find a good way to write that, honestly. There's it's mostly just their AI, or like, well, AI is such a the wrong term here. They don't really have much of an AI, but improve the enemy behaviors. Actually, I'll cut the enemy there. I listed off all these things I thought I need to work on, and then I haven't finished. Thought about what else they were. The rework star armor, and create something for painting world, which will probably just be kind of more of an Easter egg than anything else. And then there's one other thing I want to do. Oh yeah, fix the quest NPC spawning inside of stuff error. As far as I can tell, those are the 4 things that need to be done, and then I can dump this out there. Oh yeah, put the dialogue in. So 5 things that need to happen. It's not too bad. Let's rework star armor first. I think that's got to be the easiest one of that lot. When I click on that, I make this. I definitely think once I dump this out for a while, I'm going to play with UE for a couple of days instead of doing this, because I want to wait for people to give responses. At least, hopefully they give responses. Hoping there's at least enough excitement to get something out of this. If there's nothing, I'll be like, huh, well, so much for that plan. Why does that say player poisoned? Interesting. Actually, there's already a P emitter Z right there. Interesting. It does seem like it's an extra unnecessary thing there because it's the same thing, and I want it to run every time, like every tick, because it'll keep moving up and down as the player moves. So to keep the illusion that things are 3D, it needs to be there. Assuming if, let's see, I probably have it there with object damaged. Right here. I'll leave that for now, but what I'm just going to do is have damage equals 0. Always bugs me if those aren't there. The keyboard is not working that well today. I keep clicking, but it doesn't always move the things. A lot of my new purchases have proven to be suboptimal, would be the nicest way of putting it. It's weird. I actually expected there to be more traffic today than a lot of days for getting views, but doesn't seem to be the case today so far. Interesting. Maybe the timing is weird. Maybe they don't show up till later. I don't know. I definitely found the overall hits for the stream have been lower, but the overall view time has been significantly higher. So I may eventually try for a more regular time for me, though. So if damage equals 0 on this, then how long is Star Armor going to work for the timer? Oh, let's make the cost for Star Armor like 5. Might be just a broken ability at that point, though. We'll see. Actually, I could price some of the spells you get later as more expensive, too. That's a thought. I tried to get a bit of a nap for the stream because I had I didn't sleep much last night. Definitely was not as long of a nap as I probably should have had. I got to chatting and realized that I would probably not we got lost armor. Probably not have a lot of time before the stream. It's probably started a little later. I unlock heal too, just so I can have that available. I guess there should be some embellishments too, but how much I care about the embellishments for purposes of just having the first prototype. I don't think they're that necessary. Like, they sound cool, but you know, whatever. Okay, I need to fix that. That is not okay. Lock down enemies for longer before the level starts. They just hunted her down. There wasn't even a question in her mind there. She's like, nope, we're good. So this lasts for kind of a while, yeah? Also, it didn't cost 5, did it? It did not cost 5. Yeah, it seems like it's probably too good. I think heal's gonna have a slow or base number that it heals, and then it's just gonna regen a lot more. With having a heal plus that, it does seem a little too good. And this just seems too good in general. What if Star Armor really is just, it doesn't tick down, and instead is just health? Because an invincibility seems way too strong. He would just use this all the time. Look at that, that's so much damage. Yeah, it's like too good. I guess I could make the spell really costly or last less time. But as it is now, you would just use it over and over. Why is it costing nothing? All the effects for the the spells are right here. Armor costs 310. Alright, if our number is 310 on that. We'll probably lucky 7, since 7 is usually a meaningful number in things like tarot and stuff like that, and just in general. Oops, clicked off that. Let's put a console log here. Let's see here. I guess we'll see what numbers coming up. It looks like exactly like the code works just like everything else, so I don't understand why it wouldn't come up. It's the only spell that truly needs a rework. All the other ones are, they'll get the job done for purposes of testing. They'll obviously be too OP, but whatever. I think over time, because I could update it over and over and over, it will actually be much cooler. Still talks that far over, okay. I'm hoping so, because if no one thinks it's cool over time, then it would be really silly, but... Sometimes I wonder about this average view duration. There's been 0 views, but for some reason there's a 14-minute and 46-second average view duration, and it's like... But if no one's viewed it, how does that work? There was also one point where on my previous analytics, it said a stream at one point for a brief moment had -4 viewers, and I'm like, what? From 2 to -4, then back to 2, and I'm like, how? I can see it going to 0, but where do you get -4? Like, how does that work? That's bizarre. I have no idea. These are questions for which I have no answer. At least no good answer. It never set that variable. Even though I used it, it never set it. Why is that? That seems unusual. Okay. I need those. Makes when that's even triggering. Why would the others work if not this one, though? That's what I don't get. It's done exactly the same way. It's like a straight copy paste. Is there a break that's out of place? Doesn't look like it. Because it's pulling the time from it. If it didn't do that, you wouldn't even get the time. So, let me see. Maybe there's something weird here going on. Well, it's obviously something weird, but the question is what weird thing is going on? Huh. Um, I just want to see it actually hit this point here so I can see where it breaks at. I'm probably going to start putting the numbers between each one that I figure out exactly where the code's breaking though. In a scenario like this where exactly one of the abilities doesn't work but the other ones do, that does not make sense to me. Wait, this... Oh, let me get off the portal. It's so annoying if these portals are in the background because I know it doesn't ever shut up. It just keeps playing. I really got to get the sound effects improved because the sound effects that come with RPGMaker are the worst things I've ever heard in my life. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Whoever recorded those must have done like it 20 years ago. They're just painful on the ears. It's horrible. So Star Armor didn't it spawn a thing? Yeah, it creates 248. There should be under player stuff here. Yep. Oh. Wait, what? Did I not set this one with all the others, so I never improved it? Okay. That is... That would explain exactly why it doesn't work. Actually, all this does is put... It just puts the effect on her, and everything is timed in here. Wow. Okay, that is bizarre. Well, this should probably be pulled into the fold so it works with every other ability, right? Like maybe a good idea? I guess we just copy all the firewall stuff. I don't understand why I left it like that. Looks just unfinished. Actually, let's make a backup copy of this so I don't forget how it all works, and then copy this stuff here. It just has a giant skip on there, doesn't even care. obviously don't need to run the test now if that's the case, because that means that I simply forgot to do this. Our armor. And for the spawn table, are we spawning it like it's a pool? I think we're spawning it like it's a pool. Does it need to be spawned like? I mean, it's not a projectile, so. Okay. Hmm. That's fine, I guess. All this did was really just set some thingies and turn star armor on. Wrong one. Spells. I guess it could work just like a pool, because all the pools just dump a thing out there and then they hit the player and that causes a thing. So why don't I just copy a pool from one of the enemies? Actually, these don't even use that. They just literally use the same system. I need star armor to pull from that, because if it doesn't, then it's a problem. Doesn't need a comparison collider. Why does it need to do that? It just literally needs to land under the player and go. That's all. And 66 is what I've set for that, but this sets a timer of this. What's the cost? I think I just include these things in here. The timer is 66, so let's just set 66 right here. Oh, hey Fearless. And hey Navia, how's it going? I didn't even notice. I had it clicked, had the Streamlabs clicked behind something. This is going to equal to, I believe time is what goes there. Looks like they showed up for briefly and then I missed them. Well, I guess it happens. Oops. I really need to pay more attention to the chat thing. Usually takes me about 2-3 minutes to notice the first person, and then I'm good after that, but otherwise, that first person usually got to wait a moment. We're turning 128 on? Sure. This is the game switches. Set value. Already forgot the number. That's right. I've already forgotten. Good job, me. 128. True. All right, and then all this really needs to do is do I need anything else with this? I think that's all it has to do. I guess in the case of this, I can't use the system at the bottom, so I just get to do that. It'll just trigger the star armor on this and call it square. I guess so. Alright, well, it'll work. Little jank. Sure, but you know, it'll work. And then I don't need any of these. That'll do. Let's see if this one works. Still that mouse bug I gotta worry about. I don't know why I'm unlocking the other one. I only need the star armor one for this one. Need an option to make her not talk if I'm going through a portal. just add that to my list of things I need before the prototype is done. I might as well do all the bug hunting right now. Alright. This is actually very easy. Okay, that worked. It costs mana, perfect. Did a timer up there. I take no damage, yep. Obviously the timer is ridiculous, it should never be that long, but... Actually, where did it pull that timer from? Interesting. Plus level times 30? Okay, well that's crazy town. Since we're reworking how this armor works now. With it being just a straight up invulnerability. And maybe potentially an HP shield later, but for now an invulnerability. It'll almost certainly get a nerf, but it's also handed out as one of the last possible rewards too, so... Hey, you know... If you've already killed everything, and giving you invulnerability at that point seems perfectly fine. Like, who cares? You can have your invulnerability. Like those games where you get to the very end of some ridiculous, EX boss like that, after 20, 30 extra hours of gameplay past the final boss, and like, here's this thing that gives you everything you've ever wanted. It's like, but I don't need it now. Thanks. It was like, what, Final Fantasy Crisis Core that had something like that, where you beat like 300 missions and beat the goddess of the planet. When you finally do that, you get an item so broken and ridiculous that it would ruin the whole game, but you've already beaten the goddess of the planet. Why did you need it? I think in 7 seconds is probably fine. I do not wish to continuously unlock that. I'll just do a quick cheat. Now it is perpetually unlocked. I'm yawning already. Should have loaded my cup up with caffeine instead of water. The mistakes were made. Alright, let's see if this does 7 seconds instead of 30. Or I guess it was actually 37 seconds previous. Kind of a bit too long. It's off the screen. Oh, I guess I can't do that to unlock it. Because if I do that, I have to also knock that number up to 2. I have it blocked off, so you can't use a button to select an ability that's not available yet. Did that last stream. And in this stream, I'm testing abilities and, combat things. So I probably should just have an option to unlock everything built right into Tinka, so I don't have to individually do it. Actually, I'm probably going to do that, make a full rewards option. That seems reasonable. So I can test what max power is like and what minimal power is like and kind of work in between. I may work under the same rule that they used for, was it Bloodstained Curse of the Night, where it was you could put whatever boss in you want, but you have to be able to beat the boss with actual nothing. Just literally beat the boss with the basic stuff. Oh, clicked off it. Get up a little bit so that's harder to do. Actually, I was just testing out Star Armor. That's a little better. Obviously, like 37 seconds or something was insane. It is still making you invulnerable for kind of a while, though. But like I say, it's a later ability, so I think it can be unfair, and that's fine. Almost too good, though, because she's actually ending it with mana so fast that you can cast it again. But each time it costs about 2 more than she actually is recovering in the time, so it is slowly being useless. She's also going to have access to a lot more mana later. That's going to take some work, but it's better than what it was. You know, because it actually works now. It's a good start to any ability. Actually works. As far as I'm concerned, that means I can remove it from the list of things I need for the prototype, because it doesn't got to be balanced for the prototype. It just got to work. Balance, that's for later versions of the game. Okay, I guess I gotta figure out how to stop the quest NPCs from spawning inside of things. They should already not spawn inside of things, though. That's the thing. They have a thing built in so that they will continuously try to replace themselves if they can, like, you know, if they can't move. Cause let's see, where is it? It's where the people show up and then like they say hi and then leave before I can respond back, and then other people show up and don't say hi, or maybe they did. I don't even know. Got a couple likes though. How nice. Always a fan. Always a fan. Definitely good support in the community. Not a large community, but nice that it supports you. Let's run down what a quest NPC does. Tune is pretty simple. She just runs quest NPC, and then, well, that won't even matter. The only that matters is this. There's a deal with her initial placement. Like way down here. Okay, it already removes itself from the bubble array. And then okay, so it does its own ghetto version of the NPC setup. Really? Page 2 and 3 don't even do anything yet. It's just page 1 that does anything. This should actually why isn't this part of the main one? This feels like it should be part of the page 1 for all the NPCs. I don't know why the quest one's so different. In fact, I thought I made a thing specifically for quest enemies so that they wouldn't get stuck in stuff. Yeah, if it says quest NPC. Are they not all set up the same? Are not all of them created equal? Might be the case. only thing that's really different is they have to remove themselves from the bubble array. Put their success thing to true just to blank out the quest temporarily, because I'm not going to worry about that. 251 is... There's 251. Quest NPC array, that's fair. That makes sense. And then... Usually this is good enough because they just move up. If they can't move up, then it will... This one turns them at random and then jumps them, but they could just teleport. But again, why not just use the system here? You just set it to default and then... I could just make it part of the NPC brigade, though. NPC brigade just does everything. Actually, NPCs don't even do anything special. They literally just do nothing. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna have to write these one-ins in here. Okay. Could spawn them like they're an enemy. I would prefer to have them be not need their own special section. But actually they probably do, thinking about it, because unless I want them to be affected by all the different projectiles and things like that and status ailments. Do I want that? Or do I want them to behave differently from those? I probably want them to behave differently. But I do have an NPC section, so... Does that get used by anything? Or is it just there for one day when I put them in? I think that's what happened. It's there for the one day and I just never bothered to finish. There's a lot of things like that. Well, if anyone's going to use it to be these guys. The story NPCs. I don't think they even use it. No. I don't really care about going through all that. I'm using my... It's fine. So, nobody uses those. If that's the case, time to take the code from this one here and adapt it over to in here. I'm gonna bring up that code and then I'm gonna go down the list. Alright, so let me do a quick thing here. You're going to need both these variables for later. Success and name. Okay. Actually, kind of sad I miss those people. I love chatting with people, so I'm trying to miss someone. I feel all bad about it. But people really just don't stay around for any time at all. You'll have 30 seconds to a minute at most, and if you are paying attention, sweet. And if you are not, oh gosh, it's too late. You'll never make it. You'll never make it. I guess I have set up an object already has NPC though. I guess to be fair, that's fine for it setting up there, right? Is it? I think so. Okay. I didn't think I need to write any more systems here, but I guess if I put them in here, then they should basically not suffer any of the problems the other things do. But I guess to be fair, the tarot cards also kind of get stuck in things, don't they? I don't get why they don't successfully move. But each of these also has a different behavior tree as well. I'm not sure I want to do them all as part of that, thinking about it. The reasoning for it is that when you get to their main thing, they're all different. They don't have anything similar at all. What I can do, I can steal part of the code out of it. I could just have them teleport if they can't move. I'll do that first. Let's test the simplest route first. Instead of having them jump, let's have them teleport. Just a simple script command, because turning it random and jumping might not work. Map.event this.event ID, because it's in the inside of one of these common events, so you have to tell it the game map event and then this ID. Otherwise, if you do this, it just gives it the common event. It does not work. You don't have through on or anything like that, do you? Oh, you do. That could also be why it doesn't work right there. The farther in I get, the stupider. Oh, I'm not even immune to these stupid mistakes. I'm more likely to miss the stupid mistake. I haven't gotten any better at all. What's this? What did this do? Here's a little cobalt from Hearthstone. What this do? Push button. Sometimes the audio kind of just craps out from the look of it. I get this weird error from YouTube, and then I go back later and it doesn't look like there's any problems, so I don't know. I got nothing. That's what happens when your internet's powered by banjos. You'll get a whole bunch of them playing out there, and then someone will just be playing the wrong chords, and suddenly your internet connection just falls apart. Fair enough. Fair enough. The problem with this test that I can see is that I'm going to have to just kind of leave it running the whole time. I wonder how many people come to the stream expecting a random hot female or something, when in reality I'm just putting characters from the game on there and changing it up. Should I get a voice changer? Oh my gosh, I could. Totally get a voice changer. That would be pretty hilarious. I'm a VTuber. I think what I'll do with this test is I'll just run it one time, but then I'm just going to leave it running the whole time and just keep checking back on this particular character and if they're even here. I guess I unlocked Star Armor twice, it doesn't really matter. I can also just set the spirit thingy so that I can move a lot farther and faster. Okay, this boss follows you pretty well. He's not, he hasn't run away off the screen or anything like that for very long. He just always comes right back, so. I guess I'm relatively satisfied with the first one here. I mean, because you are supposed to stand there and fight him and kill him. You could keep running away, but he doesn't even show up till you've already collected everything anyway, so it wouldn't really matter. Where is she at? Is she anywhere? Blue Teddy's over here. Is he in anything? It wasn't this time, so that's good. I think I would tone down the damage on that a bit on the boss. Huh. Yeah. All the damage thing is set under spells at this point. That's why I spent all that time writing it, so this way I could just go here and change the few things I needed to. Very convenient. I think I'll make him do 2. He's supposed to be the first boss. If he can ram you successfully, then you take 2 for it. That seems reasonable, I guess. It might be underestimating how much they can heal. Then there was a lot of evasion. I may be relying upon people who are interested in the project to test for me a lot. Because so much of my time is just set there testing. Like, so much that I could be spent on deving or doing graphics or something. Something that only I can do. But anyone could be doing the play testing. So we'll rely on that, and it'll just always be available. I'll start linking it in there. For now, we'll keep an eye on that. I think the method of just them turning randomly and jumping was just kind of dumb. Just having them teleport to a new location and trying again seems like it's a better solution. Improving enemy behavior. So, okay, I'm gonna go down the list here, and I'm not gonna write it like this because this just hurts to look at. So let's see. Let's do a clown heads. Clown head boss. And then Jack boss. Annie Bells. And the Annie Bell boss. This way, whenever I get to one that's actually good enough, I can just check it off instead of having this nebulous improve enemy behaviors thing, which just seems stupid. Like, I won't even remember what I've actually worked on. So we're working on the clowns right now. By tonight, I want to have these guys all set up to where they're at least reasonably playable and fun. Whatever doesn't work is just not going to be in there. These bottom 2 are probably the easiest to fix, I assume. I just need a portal switch. I think is the only character that actually, well, I guess the other characters do kind of walk around, but none of them are in front of the paintings. Only Tinker can be in front of the paintings. Well, she's in the painting, but for purposes of this, it might as well be in front of the painting. So I just need a portal active thing. That should be easy to add. Let me just do that right now, because that bug is obnoxious. Everything is currently on this map. It's so easy to have everything on there. That's why everything else is basically blank with just only a few events in places. Some stuff that I could spawn in, but it actually gets kind of hard to figure out where everything's at. Like they need a little visual markers so the actual map pieces are visually marked. Everything else, though, it's just... I tried it once in the other game. It's too hard for me to remember where everything's at. Or like visually in my mind. I'll have a list of all the coordinates, but okay. Technically, I can make all the levels by coordinates too, which I probably should do. I might even try that at some point. Just get a list of all the coordinates and then just... Only the walls and the floor would be the problems. The rest of them I could just manually make in place. I could run any of the... You can make your own bubble. I just have a randomized bubble because it takes so long to make levels that you wouldn't know in advance, but I could make it much more unique if I actually hand put them in. That might actually be something I do at some point. I don't know. Also, I've just been trying to strengthen the randomizer so I don't have to do that. Okay, so for the portal event, where are you, portals? Right here. Red switch. Portal active. Oh, actually, I wanted to turn that on. Mistakes were made. And then... this one I can turn it off on either of these. Sadly, I have to put it twice. There's no two ways about it. I don't know what this combat setup bosses thing. That's weird. And then for Tinka... let's put yet another conditional in here. This showcases one of the problems I have with the message system in this game. It's very convoluted trying to look through where each thing is. There is a little minus now, so you can actually shrink it down, so that is helpful. I'll give him some credit on that one, but it can get real bad when it's the event's this long. They're both... there's two of these? Okay, well, that's awkward. Speaking of being awkward, right there. But to be fair, this character will get less complicated when she no longer has to serve as my game dev seat thing. So, there's that. Let's just fix that problem. The other problem I'm looking at, locking down the enemies before the level starts. I thought enemy stop prevented them from doing anything. Did they not include enemy stop on the clowns? Maybe that's the case. Because enemy stop should be a thing that's just available on all of them. Enemy stop is off. Yeah, 16's off. I'm just not included on the clowns. Let's see. They're one of the earliest enemies. No, enemy stop. Where does enemy stop get dealt with? So on the map builders, or it's actually map load is the big bad. They shouldn't be able to move until significantly after this. You know what I'm going to do? Instead, I'm going to put it on the encounter system. And just prevent it from ticking in the first place. That seems much better. Then the first ticks won't even happen until she's already successfully walked out. It'll have waited 60 frames and then do it. And even then, just for an extra bonus here, I'm going to add a few extra frames in there because I really don't want them to do that. I might even restrict where they can be spawned at, but we'll get on that. We'll get around to that. I'm not sure on that. I'll give him a full 10 seconds before it's even spawned, for the first one spawned. These are both obnoxious problems that I just want to nip in the bud. And one thing I've learned is I make things too fast. The game needs to be slowed down in a lot of instances so that things mean more. If you're always fighting, you never stop. Never stop fighting at any point. Then the combat doesn't mean as much. It just becomes a perpetual slog. You gotta let them calm down a bit and then build the adrenaline back up. Okay, so first things first. Now let's see how fast the enemies attack. Well, I can't even move. That's a good sign. That's weird. That shouldn't really stop her from moving, I don't think, but apparently it does. Well, 10 seconds is a long time at that point. Why did it stop her from moving? It's not a... Oh, maybe because it's a plugin, maybe the guy has it set up like an auto event, in which case... Well, no, if it's an auto event, she wouldn't be able to... Well, auto events actually do move characters around though, right? So... It might just be an auto event. If that's the case... Well, 3 seconds is probably fine, but I'm probably going to do an additional thing here. Kind of timer start, I guess. Don't do it there, though. I need to go through and simplify stuff here, but for now, we're just going to go with the down and dirty, get it done plan. I can always come along and improve it later, but I want it to work at first. What we'll do is we'll just add that variable. one each time, and then, you know, once it's successfully done it, it will just work from that point on. It'll just Todd Howard. It'll just work. That should slow things down a little bit more. So this way the player doesn't just get run over by mobs right at the start. I almost want to make the quest NPCs spawned in by the encounter system. I think in the future that's what's going to happen. It's not going to get randomed in like it does. It'll just be a certain period of time before you luck into them being spawned. But I'm going to need to make the encounter system more robust. There's originally one of two randomizers, and it was too much for MV to handle. MZ seems like it can do it, but I've also got much better programming. Well, I do not like what I saw there. I do like how they finally showed up, though. That is kind of nice. It's too long, though, but... So, play with the timing a little bit here. That's like 10 seconds before they even start trying, and then it's got to go through and tick a bunch of times anyway. I don't think it needs to be that long of a wait. I'm going to go ahead and have that and see how it goes. And I think the wait at the start is awful. I just don't ever want to see it again. I want 60 seconds. That's fine. And it doesn't even start counting until we get to this point there. So it's like a double wait system. That should be pretty solid. Super sad I missed the people. Wish I could chat with them right now. That'd be nice. Okay, so that should remove these two from the problem here. I'm gonna just put a thing next to him because I'm kind of watching him. I noticed the Teddy didn't spawn inside anything, so that's a good sign too. This is going to be the bulk of what I do tonight, 100%. No two ways about it. And something for the painting world just as a quick, you know, extra fun thing. And then, well, the dialogue I'm probably just going to do off screen because the reality is that I haven't written it all yet. So I'll probably just do, I'm mostly going to go through and just come up with some simple dialogue for things, not a full story or anything, just the basic stuff so that everything operates. And then I'm going to run it through Google Docs so that it doesn't look like, you know, like a D paper at a college. I want it to look like at least like a B, you know? I went through multiple levels of English, and I was always the B student on those in college. I never really got the A's, never put in the effort for that, but I could write well enough to get a B. Not that I ever went all the way through college. I ended up dropping out to run a business instead. At the time, it seemed like a good idea. Maybe it was. I should have probably done both, but I did not. Young and dumb, as they put it. Young and dumb. This is going to take a while, I think, but maybe not. The decision on the painting world is simply, is it like a hidden area, it's like a combat thing, or is it like a story thing? And I kind of want it to be a hidden area with a different type of extra thing in there just for fun, like a hidden combat area or something, just for funsies. And then, yeah, it's probably fine. I don't know if I even dislike the clown behaviors. They're actually really obnoxious. Thinking about it, like they're hard to hit, which is what I want. They have kind of weird erratic behavior, and they are super aggressive. So of all the enemies I've encountered so far, I actually think they're probably the best of the lot. If they're aggressive, you know they're there. They're pretty mean. They don't do a huge amount of damage, but I'm not sure how I'm going to balance the damage. I think the Clown Head's reasonably good too, to be honest. I mean, he comes after you. He is supposed to be the first boss, so he shouldn't be that hard. Also, the strength of them is often dictated by how powerful heal is, which I'm going to nerf heal a little bit. I'm going to make it more of a regenerate over time. I will do that. It'll heal like 8, I guess. I might almost be too strong as well, but this forces him to take longer to heal, so it's not as good. Like the initial bulk heal is so strong. I'll try 3 for a while. That is a pretty solid nerf on it. That's a 40% nerf. Ice Blast is such a pain to hit with it. You know, if you hit with it, I want it to work, but I'm not sure I want it to work on the bosses. On the other hand, you know, like I say, I don't care about balance as long as it's fun. I want them to have a fun little combo attack where you drop the Ice Blast on it and then you can like poison him or hit him with Lightning Storm or Firewall. Because when I was playing it, that was actually kind of fun, so I should probably keep it in because it's fun. I guess like look at these. Like I'll probably come back and look at them more, but they're not going to be perfect in that time. And it's almost better to have a bunch of imperfect enemies and then be able to squeeze in more than to have perfect enemies but have way less. So I could actually start sneaking in a few more, potentially. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'm just going to aim for imperfect but good enemies so I can squeeze in more sooner rather than super balanced. Yeah. Okay, so as for the painting world, am I doing that right now? That's something that's like an Easter egg at the end anyway. I don't know how necessary that one even is, but I do kind of want something that you can unlock if you beat all the bosses. I guess I need some kind of an ending of sorts. Well, a way to know the player. I'll let the player know that the prototype is over. I'll need to include something along those lines. Well, let's look at the Jack enemies. My problem with them so far is that they are how best to put it, they don't feel relevant. Like the boss guy feels relevant. He feels really relevant. Actually, what's his numbers? Let me double check that before we even waste our time. We need to rescale everything back to well, he's already got poison, and poison just got a lot more devastating. In fact, I'm going to nerf this number hard because you can get hit by it repeatedly and it hurts. Maybe 3. It is over time. So anything over time would be okay because you could negate it with, well, Star Armor if you had it, but I don't think you can unlock Star Armor first. You wouldn't have it. You'd have heal by now. You can get heal from the first area by simply leading the Teddy out. Or you can try to beat it without the heal. Good luck, but you can do it. You got 2 forms of invulnerability, and you get health drops, so it can happen. I don't know how fair it would be, but you can totally do it. That seems reasonable. Those trigger once a second. I remember setting it up specifically to do once a second. How much health does the boss have to? I wish these were all set as objects. It'd be so much easier. Like where I could just, you know, all open one up and look at all the stats on them. That's just not how RM do. Okay, so this boss here, I guess would have 40 health by that point. What would you have unlocked by the time you fought the boss here? This boss you're gonna have a lot less unlocked. Like the Annabelle boss gives you more options, right? But you could lead Fortuna out and beat her puzzles, right? Wait, which one does get unlocked here? That's a good question. What's the order here? I think Fortuna might be the last one, in which case you would have whatever Annie gives you. I'm of course gonna Dark Souls this, and then I'm not gonna give myself all these cool abilities at all. Let's see. Annie's on Zentoon, Fortuna's in the last one. So a lot of the plan will be get in there, get the NPC out safely, and then go after the boss. So you'll have to reach level twice probably. If you want the rewards. I mean, you can fight without the rewards, but you know, I don't think I would do that. I almost wonder if I should actually hide the tarot cards until you successfully rewarded the actually got the person out. That might be a good idea, actually. Let's see. Grade system so that first time entering a level, you rescue NPC, and the next time the tarot cards appear. That'd probably be a lot clearer, because then you would actually not have to worry about all these random things there, and you wouldn't have to fight the boss. It would just be fighting normal enemies. It gives you a reason to run around a level twice. The level will be different each time anyway, so it takes advantage of the randomizer. Or do I just say screw that and say you can do both if you want? Like you could just sit there and not rescue him, or you could. Or give Tinka a message saying if you leave, you lose your progress. I think we're doing the message right now, but later on I might do the other. And the reasoning for this is simply that time. Okay, I think that something needs to happen here. I think enemy stop does need to happen like this here, or I just need to do that there, like it's fine. Because right now, it's only if she exits the picture that she'll even turn off the encounters. But that doesn't make sense at all. I don't want these to be happening right now. I want them to be happening the whole time. Every lockdown under the sun. Yeah. Oops. Sure. This is still within this, right? That should be fine. That's still under OK button being pressed, so right? Boom, yep, it is. Okay, so that means that You'll no longer get blown to bits by exploding clown heads when you try to talk to her. Or they're like ready to just run you down the second you're done talking. Seems terrible. I don't think controllers even being used. I don't understand why you even have controllers on there, but whatever, I'll just leave it. It's fine. Doesn't hurt anything at the moment. That's a thing that needed to be done. I guess I'm gonna go mess with the jack in the boxes. They need to be they just need to be aggressive. Like too often it feels like I'm just running around and they're just not even present. Like the Annies will try to fight you, the clown heads are just vicious. But the jacks just kind of sit there, and it's because I didn't really give them a move. I think that's the issue. I kind of think they should hop. So by the oh wait, what's the most you could have unlocked if you actually you were actually fighting them? Let's see, you would have heal would be unlocked. Ice Blast would be unlocked if you beat the first boss, which you would have to unlock the thing. Actually, I don't think you actually have to do that. You could actually go without Ice Blast if you wanted. You'd have Firewall. Plus, you could get access to all Annie's things, but I don't think you're going to sit there and grind for all of them, to be completely honest. I also need to adjust the prices on those. I need to make a list of that. Adjust prices for abilities. Hang tight now from Annie's on. You have access to all those. So I'll just pull out Heal and Firewall for this fight. I think that's all I'm gonna worry about. Giving Fortuna all these broken abilities, like or just like OP abilities. Yeah, like, but you have to get all the way to the third area and get her out of there before you can even get those, and then you have to play her game to even get them. So I feel as though she should have really overpowered abilities. And later on, once I get the in later versions of the prototype, I'll make the abilities harder to get. But for this, I kind of want it to be just a sample of what's going on. So I don't want that. I need to make a system where I have specific abilities unlocked for what I think they should have for each area. I can just do a quick cheat and have them all. Have Heal. And you could have Ice Blast by this point. You could also technically have +5 health, +5 mana. If you really wanted to grind your way through it, I'll make the assumption that you bought +2 mana by now. Things I have it set at 100. I didn't even come close to collecting 100. I'm going to reduce those numbers by a lot. Things I also just set those just yesterday. It didn't really give me why is the arrow keys not working on this? Weird. It just I just picked a number arbitrarily. You'd probably have about this. You might actually have +1 HP upgrade as well. I doubt you'd have bought the Ghost Form upgrade by now. Maybe you did. So I'm gonna make them pretty easy to unlock for the prototype. I want people to experiment, so. I guess I already had these unlocked because I auto put it in. Well, that's not what I want at all. Star Armor's way too good. Let me fix that. We're not testing that ability anymore, so do not start with that ability unlocked. It's obviously OP and does not need to be available from the start. Set that to empty, and then this to 2, and then it'll be gone. Cool. I'm going to make a quick down and dirty setup for each character, or for each area. Let's see. There's way too many things going on here. I'll actually put it under game dev options. Okay, let's go ahead and shrink that. I don't know why I'm not doing that here. That's stupid. Care about the painting world. I'm gonna do an extra one on top of those instead. Set up for area. So much effort to make a cheater system, but that's okay. Let's see. Clown boss. Egg boss. Annabelle boss. Painting world. Painting world will just unlock everything. Obviously, this will not be in for later things, but it will be in every one of the test versions. Or maybe it will be something I put in there is you can use this to cheat if you want to see how to balance it. I don't know. I think I'd rather just make them unlock it. This also gave me a better idea of just how strong the rewards even are. I haven't really done much testing with these particular rewards yet, so this was a quick change just last night. My effort to kick it out the door, or at least the prototype out the door, as quick as possible. Instead of foolishly thinking that I'm going to make an entire Diablo stat system in a reasonable time frame. Sure, all these will be available. I can just select painting world there. Let's see, and then for the clown boss, you would have. You can just unlock heal. That's right. You don't even have much for the clown boss at all. I almost want to do something about that. Maybe give Boozeberry an extra ability or something. I'm probably readjust that, but in looking at this, it would make a lot of sense. You can have heal for all of them. Firewall is given out by Anizon, so technically, I'll assume you have everything imaginable for the fight. You're probably not going to do that, but we'll just assume you have it all. Just be the chosen one. What else can you get by that fight? Because of it, it's Annie's on. She has like a whole army of rewards, but you'd have to buy them all. It seems unlikely, but let's assume you do. She also gives out the first 2 HP upgrades. By give, I mean she sells them to you. And the 2 MP upgrades are given out by her as well. Yeah, that's what she would have. These should be all there. Technically, for the Annie fight, you could have everything. I assume. Like, if you went and got Fortuna out and then beat all of her things, you would have everything but the secret reward, and you'd have everything but the secret reward. You'd have that. There we go. And now my testing will be infinitely faster. Instead of having to individually click through and go, unlock this, unlock this, unlock this. Technically, she doesn't even need that ability anymore to unlock each individual thing, but I'll leave it there just in case, because it's already there. And I mean, what does it really matter, right? Okay. Oh. This would be an error in how I placed it. That's weird that it's not actually just after Claim a Bounty. I thought it would be. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it should be under game dev options. Should actually been right there. Whatever. Issues. Oh, she's got a bunch of stats. Perfect. Let's do this. Oh, the things I program in just to make testing easier. Why do those say 18 but these say 15? Okay, that's bizarre. So why was there a puzzle piece? That's weird. Why is Firewall unlocked twice? Do not unlock Firewall twice. That is weird. Interesting. I don't know. I guess it doesn't super matter. You would have these two abilities. I almost feel like Annie's on should be available first. Ever have the shop, and then have like the Teddy O'Lock be one of the later ones. That might happen actually. Or the Teddy can have different quests too. I might mark that on my thing there. Teddy does the other quests. Let's see. So, oh sorry, Boozeberry has more abilities to unlock via quests. Wait a minute, wouldn't she have a Ice Blast by this point, I thought? Skimba beating the first boss. You'd have Ice Blast for that fight. Okay, we can all agree that the by we I mean me and the currently 0 people watching, that um the jacks just aren't a threat. Look at them. You don't even see them. Where are they? Are they even spawning? I can't help but wonder because I just don't see them at all. Well, there's a couple changes I need to make here. First, I'm going to test the jack enemies. And to do that, let's mess with WinCon. Don't spawn the boss in that quickly. Then we can question why I'm getting firewall repeatedly. Now we'll figure it out. Fixing the cheater thing to be perfect doesn't seem that important to me. For the prototype, I'll just have 2 versions and I'll just delete out that portion and basically rework our dialogue so it's just the claim bounties option. So sad I missed my 2 initial chatters because apparently like they were the main ones I'm getting for the moment. Happens. A couple times previously I've done that. Why is set up for an area right there? Should do multiple options. I'm gonna put it down here. The heal's been unlocked twice. Is there no weight or something? Is that the problem? I mean, she should have a generic weight for the whole thing, right? You might just need to wait in between each one. This is going too fast for poor RM. Gotta remember, this is RM we're talking about. It's definitely not the most powerful engine under the sun by any stretch of the imagination. I don't care if there's extra weights in here, they're 1 frame. But otherwise it tries to execute all the script commands as fast as possible, and that's cool and all, except for that it is RM we're talking about here. It would have been a lot easier just to make a script command that does all of them, but I didn't do that. The watch time has definitely been not the best today. No, 3 likes though, how nice of them. We'll call that the better than nothing situation, where, you know, at least people like it. I really don't know how I'm gonna get how to pick the right time to do streaming. Like, I might just pick a time that's just the best time for me, because like I keep thinking, okay, maybe it's this time's the best time, or maybe this time, but the simple reality is It's erratic. It's just completely erratic. I also think that having a female character on there gets more people to click, 100%. But I also think there's certain people who click expecting it to be some sort of, female VTuber. And not just some guy coding a game and those happen to be the characters in the game. No. Something else. Maybe they need to be more aggressive. I mean, they're here now. They are problematic now. Oh, you know what I'm also going to add to my list of things to do? The thing that I've been dreading since the start. And that is to do sound effects. Where was my list of things I need to get done again? Sound effects. Yes. Are these guys even relevant? You know what's an idea that I'm going to have for the future? Enemies with a proximity based attack where they just do a circle around them. Enemies with a proximity based attack. Yeah, these guys aren't even a threat. They suck. These could be the first enemies pretty easily. Do I want them to be the first enemies? What's originally going to be the clown heads, but the clown heads are a lot more devastating than these. These are just crap. But if they're the first ones, then like you don't even need a heal spell. You can beat these guys. The boss is a lot harder. They could inflict poison on you or something. Like a greater damage amount. You have 15 health in here, and that's a lot since they've managed to hit me once. And if I'd really been trying, I doubt they'd hit me even the once. But look at this. They're not even relevant. Like, okay. Yeah, we need to completely rework them. They're just not aggressive. I'm just pretty much unmolested, just walking around doing whatever I want. I love the little waddle that Annie's on does. She's like do 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 do. You can definitely tell that she's flaunting the fact she has the hat. No one else does. She's also huge. She also was not trapped in anything. So +1 for the whole potentially not trapped. The problem with that bug is it's only random that it occurs, so it's just that's why I'm testing it over time, just watching for it as I do all the other testing. Let's get her to the exit. See if she triggers her thing. She probably will. I think she's actually just had to be unlocked as is anyway. Kind of walk through that. Can you just walk through things? Is that a thing that you can do? Let's double check. Can you walk through things? No. It's just the hitbox, and that isn't very big. How big is the hitbox on that? That's about right. She's just walking the normal hitbox. Nothing special about her. Actually, let's move Annie's box way down. She's that sounded awkward. She's definitely not aligned very well. Looks like all the other ones are at like 0.5 or 0.7. We'll go with 0.7 for now. Well, actually, she should be about the height of, say, a Teddy. So that's pretty reasonable. Or a Jack. That's cool. I can go with that. Oh, she does her little wave as she leaves. I love it. I just love their dopey wave. Just gonna say it. Yeah, these things are starting to be relevant. Look at this. Like, where are they? I'm just gonna say, like, I'm gonna give them a few seconds while I'm just sitting here and just see if they show up. Where are they? These enemies are just crap. Like, does the console log say anything about them? Like, oh, wrong one. I'm very disappointed with these enemies. Their animation broke a few times. I'm gonna check to see if they've actually had them, what the current enemies is. Perhaps when the animation broke on them, they didn't remove themselves properly, in which case there would be, the encounter system would stop spawning things. So actually, I mean, we just need 191. No, it's current enemies. That's just for the level up. Current enemies is 190. Six. I think this happened because of the fact that I adjusted it now that it would just go immediately to destroy the enemies if skipping their cell switch D where I had a page that did everything. So now that means that I need to have a special system in here. Okay. So the animation system triggers the destroying them if the event is not available. So let's double check this. This is because RPGMaker will explode if you don't. It's a console log, so let's just look for the console log. It's right here all along. No, it's not removing. It's just removing itself. So the issue is, for some reason, the event is not doing it. It's not adding to the number. It's not running the destroy option. So, not animate. Object destroyed. No, let's look at page one, because the issue is when does it add and subtract to that variable so that it understands what's going on. For enemy, it doesn't do it unless it's successfully placed. Are there really none of them on here? Let me check and make certain they're all gone, but I think they are. It's Pretty major bug. Yeah, they're assuredly gone. So somehow they've destroyed themselves without doing that. Which means it ran setup object, but then was destroyed. Because the animation only happens if it successfully runs setup. Let's see. Make sure it's only done this in one area. It actually removes it in more areas than it actually adds to it, I think. Oh, we're not doing the badasses, so that's irrelevant. Yeah, it's got it removes it there and adds it there. But I guess object destroyed is not happening. Alright, well this is going to take some effort. There's just no two ways about it. Event ID. Alright, well, let's see. I'll also double check how many times 190 appears. I can't think of any other way this is going to work that I can actually figure it out without simply running a test. I need to know when it's happening. That's the problem with having a whole system like this. It just really restricts when things happen. I need to watch my chat like a hawk. Well, tonight's probably going to be a shorter stream if no one's watching. Usually if it's only a few hours, I just do a few hours if nobody's watching. This way I can conserve my energy for the times when the lots of people are watching, because then I'll want to stream longer. Otherwise I could stream like 7 hours for only 4 hours of watch time like I did one night, where it's just like, why did I do that? That's silly. Better just do 3 every once in a while until you get more people. Unlock rewards. Hopefully I fixed it this time. It's weird that it keeps doing that. Whatever, I don't care. Hey J. Marie, how's it going? How'd your test go? Up here. Oh. Well, I appreciate you stopping by before doing that. Hopefully you do amazing on it. You should definitely come back later and let me know how you did. You know, inquiring minds would like to know. More importantly, did you actually get a chance to talk to your teachers? Find out more of what's on the test? Oh, that sucks, Jay Marie. I'm well. Hopefully, you just have a you just have a handle on all the skills that you're just good to go with it. You know? I think this broke. Yeah, it doesn't subtract. Oh, nice. Well, I mean, a practice test is usually a pretty indicative of what's on it, so we only have to talk to the teachers at that point. I don't know what the actual max score is or anything like that on the SATs, but 1070 sounds good. It doesn't run object destroyed unless I destroy it. What if I just always have them teleport? Hmm. You're pretty good at all the reading. Math wasn't too bad. I mean, sounds like you'll be all right. After all, you got a 1070, so on the practice, and it's probably pretty near to what a regular test is. So I think you'll do well. I'm gonna try this strategy here. What just happened? I copied a bunch of spaces. Just remember to eat like a good breakfast, just be as well. I would say get rested, but it's a little late to do that. Just relax and you'll do well. I believe. Oh, We can just take it again, and no worries at all. I thought it was just like a only one try, and that's it. I mean, you just be like, next week's like, oh, well, I'll try again. No sweat, not at all. In fact, the SAT itself can be the practice test. Come on, right on top of the character. That is not good. The enemies are still gone. Hmm. PC3 happens. Let me put this right here. Not sure I like this code at all since it drops things right in front of me. Which is super awkward. So what is the teleport in relation to the player? We have a different layout for the SATs? I imagine it can't be that hard of a layout. I mean, and what's the worst that happens? You do it once, discover the layout, and then if you have to do the test again, you already know the layout. So the fact that you can take it multiple times really takes a lot of the pressure off. Maybe just make this number bigger. Page 3 does that. An object destroyed, right? Oh, it used to be 5 to 6 hours? Jeez. Yeah, that sounds a definite improvement. I think you'll do well. I'd be surprised if you didn't. Just remember to relax and realize that, you know, if things don't go well, you can always take it again. So, no stress, no worries. My code is breaking. Besides, it could be worse. You could be spending 6 hours trying to solve a random coding bug. But at the end of the day, the reward for that is not a whole lot. At least you get a whole SATs done, which actually means something to someone. The coding bug being beaten is only going to mean something to me. And maybe some people will play the game. Exactly, Hakuna Matata. I would load up a video playing that, but it would give me an instant copyright strike. Yes. Yes, it would. Yeah, when they're called out of existence, these enemies, they don't remove themselves from the thing. That's not okay. Yeah, right there, and they never remove it. They do run a page 3, though. It's just that after page 3, they never run the rest of it. Okay. I don't know why I closed that. I kind of want that information up. That's okay. I vaguely remember what I need to do. What a weird bug. Sure. It hasn't even said this console log at all, so it's not even reaching this. This is where I wish I was a computer so I could actually see the code going and not have to sit there and add these commands in afterwards and try to watch what's happening. Yeah, look at it this way. After looking at all this code here, at least you know the SATs are not going to be formatted like that. So, could definitely be worse. Okay. What is going on with that? Enemies aren't even being destroyed at all. But I didn't add any commands to make them not be destroyed. That's weird. What is going on? $6.18. You were destroying before. I think what's happening is I put a code in wrong somewhere and it's not successfully doing it. $8.43 never even happens. Then, did $8.38 happen at any point? No. Right. Somehow I made the problem worse, not better, huh? Bummer. Bummer indeed. So the order here was 618 to then 1409. 618 is the last one. Oops. Need to start stretching more or something. At least I'm not sitting all hunched over doing all this programming now. Now I actually stand while I do it. Standing desk, so it does help some, but still a little rough. Take off my slippers here. Um, oh no, J. Marie, that's horrible. Is it okay? Yeah, hopefully it is. Just make certain it's completely dry before you turn it back on. Just give it time to sit there and dry out as much as possible. Leave it for a day or something. Don't. If you just turn it back on and it's still got water in there at any point, it's a real problem. It's like what we do when you'd spill something on a keyboard. You would just leave the keyboard off for a while, make certain it's completely dry before turning it back on, and then it's fine. But if there's any moisture, not so good. Here it makes the damage 999, and if nothing else is different, it just destroys it. Player damage is actually pretty important here. There has to be something else it does. Can't be done this way. Oh. Well, I mean, if it's currently working right now, that's a good sign. Well, that's wonderful. I'm glad to hear that things worked out. I mean, you're using it right now. That's a good sign. On this page, I need to put a thing. All right, J. Marie. Well, good luck on the test. Let me know how it goes. Yeah, awesome. I think you'll do great. So, no stress. Hakuna Matata, right? Let's see. This needs a distance calculation. I think it's the only way I can do it. The other way that I change this, it makes it not work. What did I even use for this? Oh, never mind. DM would have it. Oh, system is so convoluted. Here's the bubble at. It's at it right here. It wipes at 47. Guess I didn't really have to do it that way. Hmm. Let's see how that goes. My effort to make everything smarter, I did not make it necessarily smarter. Is what it is. Yeah, I'll probably just do 3 hours tonight, unless there's people watching. I thought actually Friday for me would be like a lot of people, because it'd be like Saturday for people, but doesn't seem to be the case. I'm coming along pretty well on this, so I need to write a lot of dialogue, and I don't want to do that on stream. I get too easily distracted when writing. It makes it very hard for me to actually keep my train of thought I've discovered. Well, I guess if no one's around, it doesn't matter, but still. Oh, wait, wrong one. It's awkward. There's like right on her. Hmm. Definitely a quiet stream though. Let me try a different time of day. I get support from the form of likes at this time, but that means that people aren't really interested in what I'm doing. It just means they're being helpful. It's very nice of them. What in the world is going on? It's like it's just not applying the damage or something. But the one that it's actually doing over and over is 1411. What's wrong with 1411? It's messing it up. Okay, well, we gotta do something about that then. This went farther down the rabbit hole than I was expecting. I think at some point, anyone who wants, shows up on the forums and says, "Hey, I want to make like an entire, combat system," blah blah blah. He should just be shown to them as a cautionary tale of things not to do. Seems like a much better plan to me. And that thing destroyed. What's happening here? It never achieves the next code. Why is Varnum fail happening? 569. Oh yeah, I don't need this. I forgot that anything without a Varnum would sit there and say fail over and over. In fact, I don't need the other one either for that matter. That test is done. Here I thought I'd be balancing the enemies, but now I have a critical error that has to be fixed. This and the mouse bug are going to be some problems. So what else is even happening here? I'm going to try to walk far enough that it causes the distance bug. This thing to trigger. They are not being removed. Oh boy. Foobarred something pretty hard on this one. Why did I foobar so hard? All right. Oh, that's dumb. All right, so we got this master plan here. The master plan is down the rabbit hole. I did not want to go down this rabbit hole. This is definitely the rabbit hole. I will put it right after. Let's see, we'll do this here. I'll put it after this if event here. I don't really want to go down that complete rabbit hole. Can this be formatted to not be awful? Actually, can this be formatted to not be awful? Double thanks. Yeah, don't put that in the middle of that. That doesn't work like that. That's not how things go. Don't need that anymore. Something ain't doing the right thing here. Let's make certain it's doing the right thing. Got to restart the test. Also, I want to fix this event. If I'm going to keep running this test, we're at the end of claim a bounty, right? What if I did an exceptionally long stream? If that would just get more people. I don't have to be doing it in the day, though. I can't just stay up till stupid and be able to work. It won't happen. Yeah, that's not how it works either. I'd like to solve this problem tonight. Probably not going to get to the other stuff tonight, but I want to solve this one. Sorry, the projectiles are governed by something different, so they are not working right. So let's do the enemies first. Well, I guess we can figure out where the problem is. It's on one. Something's wrong on object destroyed, I guess, right? Really? Is that the problem right there? The stupid dollar sign? Oh my god, really? Oh, Jesus. All because I mistyped the console log. So dumb. It's so dumb. Okay, well. Fine, be like that. See if I care. Be all logical. Show that I failed at the peanut butter and jelly example. Just rub it into my face, little engine. Just do it. You know you want it. I mean, I deserve it. I don't get why this is not actually working the way it needs to. Anyway. Yeah, the entire system for dialogue in RPGMaker sucks. I'm just gonna say it, like, it seemed okay until I started getting it farther and farther in, but it just gets confusing where things are supposed to go because there's so many options sometimes. There needs to be a better way of doing it. 100%. Where's Annie's on? Look at that. Look at him go. Go ahead and bring up this thingy. Okay, well... we've established that that now lets things be destroyed. Okay, okay, we're doing it. We're doing it. But 190 is still at 5. So let's see. 83 here was destroyed right here, and it got 1 and then 2. Okay, so 83 was destroyed. What page did that have it on? Not that. 618. It failed. Okay. It would have put the enemy thing there. It does destroy them. There a default at the bottom here or something? No. He just runs the code again. It doesn't destroy them correctly. If only we're going to get to this here. It doesn't run enemy. Hmm. The fact that it runs 2 right afterwards just says to me that something ain't right. I don't think the system is used anymore. Just gonna say it, I don't think that's used at all. Because the too far now exists for this. Like I set up a better system so they just teleport nearby, meaning that they'll always spawn. And then they get cold later, so I probably want to do that right here. Oh, I did not copy paste the other thing at the right time, whatever. I can just type 1 in there. I don't actually have to put quotations around it at all. I can just say 1. I've been mistyping a lot lately. Hmm. Wow. Huh. It's very awkward. Sure. Whatever. Once again, the entire message system for this is just awkward and weird. Huh. Where's the break happening? How does it get removed? Wait. It's not being removed. It's running the full code. In the world? It does look like there's more enemies. That's true. Is there? Oh, there's another one. There's more of them. It looks like it's fixed the problem, but I'm not sure why it says fail each time. That's bizarre. But judging by these and them vanishing every time she gets away from them, it spawns more in and they're good to go. Almost better that they're in clumps. I definitely have fixed that problem. I should have kept that information up. Oops. Why did I not keep that information up? Oops. I need that information. The good news is that at least one of the problems is fixed. I think if no one shows up in the next about 7 minutes, I'm probably going to call it for the night. And write some dialogue off camera. Definitely not gonna have this done by Saturday, but instead of fixing, making the enemies what they're supposed to be, I'm fixing yet another problem tonight, so... Does seem to be the way it works, though. I'm getting pretty close, though, to something that's playable. It's got problems, but not the worst. Better than the other game, which was a catastrophe. This first has some pretty good issues that are going on. I wonder what's up with that. It's probably because it's logging so much. Let's get a bunch of information here so I can get a really good idea of what's going on. That should be good enough. Yeah, it just runs the full gambit. Why is it doing that? Let's compare it against the other thing here. So it gets the first thing, and that seems fine. And then it goes to... That seems good, that seems good. Seems good. But then this happens. It doesn't destroy itself. And when it gets to the destroyable also fails. So it's not destroying itself, but it is destroying itself. But it's finishing up the code anyway. It should stop. But I guess the other thing to note is everything appears to be working. There are 2 enemies on the screen, right within viewable distance. They are right there. There are 3 now. Five again. So it seems like it's fine. Let me destroy one of them. Manually destroy them and see how it goes. It still says destroyed failed. And then it runs... Where's 11 at? Like, it runs 11. Is it 673? Not 873. Ah. But it seems to be operating fine just the same, so... I want to check the various arrays. Let me see if they're not removing themselves from that, because that could be a real problem. Alright. Not that I remember which ones were which. Enemy array looks fine. Storable array looks fine. Map blocks array looks acceptable. There's a lot of map blocks. I guess the map bubble, it just laughs. It's like, whatever. Like, if you have to ask, you can't find out. Tell me the value of 251. Okay, well, Quest NPC is borked. Which has 1,285 times that it has been added to the array. Alright, Quest NPC. Why is that? I guess it is done differently than the others. Oh. Do this. And then it'll add itself to the array and remove itself from the initial bubble array as well at that point, which means it won't cause that problem anymore. That array I'm fine with, but then there's the should be a projectile array somewhere. Oops. Must have missed it somewhere in here. Might manually look it up in a second. Alright, I'm just gonna look at it this way. $194 and I just am blind? Sounds about right. Looks like it's working fine. Everything appears to be working. So, except for the quest NPC thing, but that should be fixed now. I guess I keep an eye on it. That seems to have fixed the issue, even though it's getting a weird fail. I don't know why that is. At all. Well, what does that put me on this here? Like, I'm assuming that problem is fine, but we don't know for certain. Well, with that fixed, I think I'm just going to call it because no one's really watching at the moment and I got to be up early for work tomorrow anyway. I think I'm going to try streaming on the weekends just because maybe there's more people to watch during the weekend. I don't know. Hard to say, but you know, maybe it will work out better. Yeah, I'm gonna write dialogue for this because I got to do that still. So have a wonderful night, morning, evening, whatever it is for you. And I will catch you later. It's Imaginary Villain signing out. Have fun.